Garth Brooks reveals the reason behind the divorce. Divorce is never a pleasant experience. It's much worse when it occurs in public and everyone's talking about you and your failing marriage, which is one of the perks of being a star. Not only do people want to know why your marriage failed, but they also want to know how much money was paid in divorce settlement. Celebrities' divorce settlements mirror their extravagant lifestyles and large wages. So we've compiled a list of the most costly celebrity divorce settlements ever. Prepare to fall off your seat as a result of these figures. $125 million. We adore it when college sweethearts marry like Garth Brooks and composer Cindy Maul did in 1986, but far too often the marriage doesn't work out. The couple split in 1999 and divorced in 2001. They are the parents of 3 girls. $15 million. Michael Strahan, a former New York Giants football player, and Jean Mugley met at a spa in 1994. In 1999, the couple married. Their marriage was turbulent, resulting in their divorce in 2006. Mugley was awarded $15 million and got $18,000 in child support each month for their twin girls. $4 million. Jesse Williams of Grey's Anatomy and his wife, Erin Drake Lee, have announced their amicable divorce. They married in 2012 after several years of dating and have 2 daughters, Sadie and Maceo. According to rumors, the divorce settlement will be over $4 million. $400 million. From 1969 until 2002, Robert Johnson and Sheila Crump were married. They created BET, Black Entertainment Television, together. They were married for 33 years before divorcing. Sheila's net worth soared to a stunning $670 million after the divorce. Sheila mentioned in an interview that she's embarrassed by what BET has become. "I'm not watching it. I advise my children not to watch it," she stated. "When we founded BET, we intended it to be the Ebony magazine on television. But then the video revolution began, and then something happened that I didn't like at all. And I recall sitting up throughout those days, watching these tapes and deciding which ones were on and which ones were not. We received a lot of negative feedback from recording artists, and we had to start showcasing them. I didn't like the way these videos portrayed women." $604 million. Dimitri and Anna Rybolovlev broke their 26-year marriage in what was dubbed the most expensive divorce in history. It took a grueling 6 years for the divorce to be completed. We think that each party's divorce counsel worked hard to ensure victory. $1.2 billion. The marriage of one of the wealthiest persons in the United Kingdom and a Croatian model dissolved in 2009. Sounds like a perfect fit, doesn't it? We're talking about Formula One executive Bernie Ecclestone and Slavica Radi. Although their settlement was not verified, it was anticipated to be worth $1.2 billion. Surprisingly, Radi seems to be repaying her ex-husband. $10 million. That was one brief but costly marriage. Robin Givens, an actress, and Mike Tyson, a former professional boxer, were married for barely 10 months, and she received a divorce settlement of $10 million. It's even alleged that she received more than that. Some suspect she married the former boxer for his money. Tyson's relationship was turbulent, with charges of violence and spousal abuse leveled against him. Givens characterized her marriage with Tyson as a torture, pure hell, worse than anything I could have possibly imagined, in a joint interview with Tyson and Barbara Walters. $19.7 million. Star of Monty Python in 2009, John Cleese and his wife Alice Faye divorced. Cleese's wife allegedly gained so much from the divorce settlement that she became wealthier than him. He allegedly paid $19.7 million in cash and assets, including a New York apartment, a residence in London, and a beach house in Santa Barbara. $14 million. Lance Armstrong and Kristen Richard fell in love in 1997 when he was diagnosed with testicular cancer. She abandoned her work to accompany him to France, and during their marriage, Armstrong won the Tour de France 5 times. Their marriage disintegrated in 2003. Before I got divorced, I was personally unfamiliar with the trial, or at least trial of serious, heart-wrenching proportions, Richard said in an interview. I felt that if you worked hard enough, everything would go well, and if you screwed up or things didn't work out, you simply tried more. $150 billion. Bill and Melinda Gates, one of the world's most influential couples, stunned the globe when they announced their divorce after 27 years together. They met at Microsoft, where Melinda was a marketing manager. The geeky relationship began in 1987, and they married in 1994. Since their marriage, the couple has founded one of the world's most prominent humanitarian organizations, involving billions of dollars. Unsurprisingly, they now have to go through paperwork to divide their $150 billion inheritance. This is no simple feat, and although specifics are kept hidden, a lot's at risk, including the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, their well-known nonprofit. Approximately $2.1 billion. We believe Kim and Kanye would make it to the end, but their love couldn't survive. After 7 years of marriage and 4 children, Kim filed for divorce. It's unknown how much the divorce would cost, but with a combined net worth of $2.1 billion, it won't be cheap. We can only hope that the split will be amicable, especially if Kim dated Pete Davidson a few weeks later. Approximately $800 million. Dr. Dre, one of the most well-known hip-hop musicians of all time, divorced his wife, Nicole Young, after 24 years of marriage. While the figures aren't finalized, Dr. Dre's fortune is up for grabs. Although the couple agreed to a prenup before getting married, the hip-hop mogul may still face financial difficulties. He's believed to be worth $800 million, and if Nicole gets her way, he may lose up to half of that. $63 million. Jennifer Aniston, America's darling, divorced Justin Theroux in 2018. The pair had been together for 9 years, 2 of which they were married. However, there is some controversy about the latter 2 years of their marriage, as well as the issue of whether they were officially married at all. Along with the prenup the pair agreed to when they wed, this might help secure Jennifer's money even more. Things remain to be seen how Justin and Jen work things out, but given that she made $63 million during their marriage, it may become expensive, especially if that prenup isn't as solid as she believes. $1.3 million plus. When Kelly Clarkson married into the McIntyre family, she should have been warned that her divorce would be pricey. Mrs. Clarkson married Brandon Blackstock, the stepson of country music icon Reba McEntire. In 2013, they were married for 7 years. The couple filed for divorce in 2020, and the case was settled in 2022. The first American Idol winner must now pay a $1.3 million lump sum payment, $45,601 in monthly child support, and $115,000 in monthly spousal support. Yikes! $3 million. After 2.5 years of marriage, country music sensation Casey Musgraves divorced her spouse, Rustin Kelly. While the couple's divorce was not contentious, Casey was nonetheless required to sell their home and share the earnings from their time together. She's believed to be worth $10 million, and happily, she gets to retain most of it. On the plus side, she now has fresh content for her next album, so there's a silver lining. Approximately $4.1 million. Leann Rimes and Dean Sherritt divorced at an early age after marrying young. Rimes had an estimated net worth of $10 million at the time, and she would have to part with some of it throughout the proceedings. While the exact cost of the divorce is unknown, Rimes did have to sell their property, which sold at $4.1 million, instead of the $7.45 million they'd asked for. She eventually married Eddie Cibrian 2 years later, and we hope this one lasts for the sake of her pocketbook. $80 million. Blake Shelton and Miranda Lambert, a real country music power couple, divorced after 4 years of marriage. Both parties were dogged by rumors of adultery, which may have contributed to their downfall. The couple was thought to be worth $160 million together, but fortunately for both of them, they signed a prenup before joining forces. The details of their divorce remain confidential, but they decided to divide all their assets and are now happily married to separate people. They both seem to have moved on. Blake is married to Gwen Stefani, while Miranda is married to Brendan McLaughlin. $200 million. The Shania Twain-Robert Lang marriage lasted barely 14 years, but the divorce was not inexpensive. Her spouse is worth $225 million, but she's worth $400 million. The divorce didn't leave either of them bankrupt, but who they chose to date thereafter became a bit strange. Robert ended up two-timing Shania with her friend Marie Ann Thibault, and Shania married Marie Ann's ex-husband a few years later. We may never comprehend the ultra-rich. $125 million. You may believe that knowing someone for a longer period will make divorce simpler, or at least less expensive. This is not the case. As Garth Brooks can attest, he married Sandy Maul, his undergraduate love, in 1986 and divorced in 2000. The couple's net worth was $400 million, and he had to give her $125 million as part of the divorce settlement. This simply goes to show that when money's involved, even college sweethearts may get into trouble. $6.6 million plus. Slash, Guns N' Roses' main guitarist, divorced his wife of 13 years, Perla Farrar, in 2014. The divorce was difficult, and it took them 4 years to resolve. The musician ended up paying a lump amount of $6.6 million, $100,000 per month in spousal support, and $39,000 per month in child support. Fortunately, he was allowed to preserve his songs and instruments, and he still shreds with Guns N' Roses today. That's a good thing, since he needs a means to repay both those favors. $20 million. After former Today presenter Matt Lauer was humiliated, his problems did not end there. In September 2019, he and his wife of over 20 years, Anette Rose, split, and she took a stunning $20 million with her. It prompted him to sell his $44 million Hamptons home and other assets to pay for it. Despite signing a post-nup after their divorce, she was allowed to take home a huge bag of Matt's money. Congratulations to her.